or less confident in Philadelphia after last night?
I have an announcement.
Another announcement.
First major one of the year.
They're not making the playoffs?
No. Come on.
Don't try to jump my announcement, bro.
Yeah.
That might be it.
All summer long, I was heckled worldwide, including in a couple different countries in Europe.
Yeah.
By Eagle fans maniacally asking me some version of, when are you going to stop doubting the Eagles? And honest to God, I thought my answer to them was, enjoy your Super Bowl and leave me alone. Yeah. But in my head, what I thought was, honestly, you'll probably see that this year. Because as evidenced by, I think, yesterday, right before the game, I tried to get like on the record my take on Jalen Hurts. Wilds has moved me a bit on Jalen, and I do think more highly of him going into this season than I have at any point of his career. And I don't look at, the NFC as a whole as having the best of the best teams compared to the AFC with Kansas City, Baltimore, and Buffalo. So even though I didn't pick them to go to the Super Bowl, right, I thought I was probably going to be higher on them this year than I had been any year in the past. And I know it's going to seem reactionary, but through one game, I have seen enough. That team is not getting back to the Super Bowl. That team, when it starts to go sideways, and it starts to look like, oh yeah, they're not quite the same team, you know what's going to be said? Should have seen it coming. Remember how the year started? The first play of the season, they unluckily suffer an injury, and before the second play of the season, their best player on their defense is spitting on the league's highest paid player. Going into the year, if there was a concern, what was it? Pass rush and secondary. Immediately, first game of the year, it's like, ooh, yikes. Like, they don't look the same in that regard, and other bubbling potential stories going into the year, like if it got off the right, well, what about A.J. Brown getting, being able to eat? Well, he had his career low in targets, all in the first game of the year against a team that none of us think is great. So I have, oddly, more faith after that game in their quarterback, because he did, and I know you're going to talk about it, everything Wild says he does. I have less faith in the overall quality of that Eagles roster than I've had at any point in the last 3 years. So I have less faith, Brew.
That's actually a perfect take, because he thought that the Eagles were not good last year, doubted their defense, doubted their offense, doubted their coaching staff, and they went and won the Super Bowl. So that's actually perfect. That actually ends up being a perfect take. A perfect take. I mean, it's so crazy to me. And I called this. Go read my replies in the comment section. That this is for when I made my post game video at like midnight. That this is what Nick was going to say. I mean, it's so unbelievable. First off, Jalen Carter wasn't there, so you're now trying to judge what the defensive line looks like. Like that's not who they are. That much is obvious. And it was week 1. Literally, if you guys remember last year, they were ripping the Eagles defense and the secondary, et cetera, against the Packers, against the Bucks. They're like, this is what I told you, this defense, Fangio's defense, I told you. And then little by little, they became one of the best defenses in the NFL. How does that make sense? This was a divisional game. This was week 1. This was against the Dallas Cowboys, 2 teams that always play each other competitively. And just because you thought that the Cowboys were going to be this awful team doesn't mean that they are an awful team, and doesn't mean that now, therefore, that they played a competitive game against the Eagles, that means that the Eagles aren't good. Like, what are we doing here? Well, seriously, what are we doing here? How about the Chiefs losing to the Raiders, losing to the Broncos, like over the last couple of years? Like, we know how divisional games go. And to now say I've seen enough with the Philadelphia Eagles, the reigning Super Bowl champions, it's such an insane take. It's such an insane take, especially when they were able to win this game with the first game ever play caller for their offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, A.J. Brown, Devontae, Saquon were all not playing at their top level. Saquon obviously had a handful of really beautiful plays, but they were clearly all not 100% like executing the offense exactly as advertised. Landon Dickerson was obviously just, I think it was Dickerson, was just obviously in pain throughout the entire game. So they had to kind of mix and match there. Jalen Carter wasn't there, so he's gone. And all of the starters didn't play during the preseason. They are as rusty as you possibly can be. And yet they were still able to, for the most part, before the lightning storm, move the ball at will. And in the second half, that defense looked significantly better. But again, you're also going up against an offense that Nick Wright himself said, I predict Dak is going to have a year similar to that of Joe Burrow. That this offense will be pretty high powered because their defense is going to be poor. Dak Prescott is a really, really good quarterback. And CeeDee Lamb and Pickens, like, that was always going to be a tough matchup. But the difference is that the Eagles were able to make the plays when they mattered most. And you saw Jalen Hurts play perfectly. Jalen Hurts literally had a perfect game. He was 19 for 19 on throws that, when you take away like the throwaways and whatnot. He played flawless. Absolutely flawlessly. And so to think that there's not now like Fangio having to figure out this defense, having a new collection of people there, and having to kind of just see like actual real live game footage and then slowly make adjustments like he did. Did he do that last year? I forget. Just wild. This is what happens when you really desperately just want to be able to say, I've seen enough. The Eagles are not good enough. They are not getting back to the Super Bowl. We just lose any sense of actual discussion or nuance. And again, like, it's just so funny to me. And I'm sure they're going to talk about this more. I'm obviously trying to get these clips out as fast as possible. It's Friday. But I assume they're going to talk more about Jalen Carter and A.J. Brown and all of that. And I'll obviously try to take a look at that. But I just wanted to get this clip out as quickly as I possibly could. And obviously Nick trying to, he really wants to, he wants to be able to just have that thing that says the Eagles are not good. I have confirmed it. And it's like, it's perfect. Because last year, he did the exact... I wish I had the energy. I wish I had the strength. I wish I had the... I could just say, Dusty, bring this clip up for me. Because he literally did this exact same thing. Week 1, after the Packers game. Jalen Hurts is not good. He can't stop turning the ball over. The defense was awful. Jordan Love lit them up. Fangio's not that good of a coach. Kellen Moore's offense was listless. Tush push, not good. All the things. All the things. So this is perfect. Deja vu? We shall see. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles? And how Nick says that they will not get back to the Super Bowl. And that they are clearly worse than they were last year. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.